Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and it's Brick Call O'Clock with an emergency package from bricklink.com. Now I say this is an emergency package because, well, technically it's a little more urgent than usual in that I'm trying to get all the parts so I can get on and finish that cargo area. I think I have to open the end of this, there we go. Yeah, because you basically suggested that I made my cargo racking in my cargo area a lot higher. And then when I played around with that idea, I realised I needed a lot more parts. So when I went on to bricklink.com and saw who had enough of the dark grey window pieces that I'd need, as well as some of the yellow kind of panel pieces and so on to extend them, there was only really two, and one had absolutely loads of other good stuff. So that's where I went to get this order. So let's tip it all out. Oh, lovely. Recycled packaging, nothing else in there. Loads of lovely, lovely bricks. Fantastic. So, where to start? Well, here is a very simple bag, so let's go into there. And this is with some of those container pieces. And this was actually another suggestion that you gave me on the recent cargo areas, to incorporate some of these into a great big, huge sort of facade of a pile of containers, all sort of end on. And I think that's a really good idea. Now, my cargo area that I'm currently doing is kind of for road-based haulage sort of cargo, and that is going to all be based on 4x6 crates. But I think this is still a really good idea, but I'm going to do it on the other side of Brick Bay in the harbour, maybe near the great big El Dorado fortress, have a great big wall of containers as if the cargo area continues on and on. So there's two red ones, and in fact, don't know why they're separate, but here are another four. So I can get some really good red containers going. And in there as well, there's just some black plates. And then just leaping ahead to this bag, I can see that there's also some blue ones. And these come in all sorts of colours now. So I'm hoping to sort of start picking them up in all the unusual colours as well, because they're usually really multicoloured, those stacks of containers. And both these colours I think are quite common in that they came in the 80013 Monkey Kids Team Secret HQ from 2020, which was that great big ship with a wonderful shipping sign on it as well, which I've got the sticker for, so maybe I'll incorporate that as well. Then this bag is full of other really, really interesting stuff actually. And the first that I'm dying to get my hands on are these great big glass pieces that form, yes, a gyrosphere. And then we've got the end pieces as well. So they're kind of cracked glass ones as if they've been attacked by a dinosaur. Very nice. So you kind of put that on there and that on there. I didn't buy the pieces for the kind of chair setup that's on the inside that kind of keeps at the bottom regardless of how this rolls, because I reckon I've got all the bits for that. But yeah, it wasn't long that I was waiting to get one of these, because I mentioned it, I think, last time that I was in the market now for a gyrosphere. This particular one came in 75929, Carnotaurus Gyrosphere Escape from 2018. But yeah, I just thought it'd be quite funny to have one of these rolling down the streets of Brick Nottingham that probably will just sort of roll around on its own. And it is a little scratched actually, probably because it's used. Might just be muck, I don't know, but I can use my plastic cleaner on that and it'll probably actually get rid of all of those horrible marks, believe it or not, because they don't feel very deep. So if it's just sort of from rubbing, they will come up. So I'll have to report back on that, because that does look pretty bad when you'd want it to be incredibly clear. Yeah, that side too. It's probably because it's been rolled around enthusiastically. So I get why that's happened. Well, one polish later and these pieces have come up a treat. It does take a bit of elbow grease. Really got to go at it quite hard. But as you can see, all those marks have been removed. So no problem there at all. Yep, that's fine scratch remover for you. Anyway, yeah, so that's going to be great fun to sort of get the other parts for and kind of piece together. Really happy with that. So I'll stick that at the back. Ooh, sorry, robot hood. We've got some other windscreen pieces. These are just for a car that I'm building. Didn't know which one to use, so basically I bought two different ones that are quite similar. That's just to fill in the extra cab that I got. I got an extra sort of red cab that I got for the glass so I could build that Arctic thing. So I just bought another glass now, just in case I want to incorporate that into a truck or something like that. Ooh, very much an extravagance, these. These are four corner tiles, sort of the curved ones like that, but with train tracks printed on them. And they're unique to the Home Alone set, which is the Home Alone house, of course, 21330. Might as well just tip it all out. And essentially there, with a few additional pieces, you can kind of use grill pieces or something, you can make a circle of train track. And the one that Kevin has in that set is in his sort of front room, in front of the hearth and the Christmas tree. But yeah, I reckon that four of those will be a good little miniature train track in my city. I don't know if I'll do it in somebody's flat, sort of a residential sort of setup or what, but I just couldn't resist them. I've had my eye on these for ages. I mean, you could get four more and kind of make a sort of big sort of donut shaped one using 8 of these pieces. That's a lot bigger, but that'd be about this sort of big, kind of like an infinity sign almost. But yeah, that might be too much, but I'm definitely glad to get 4 of these. So a couple of straights, stick a train on one, have a kind of mini station on the other, and I don't know, maybe it'll be miniature sort of railway sort of model village or something like that. I don't know. Give me your ideas for how I can incorporate those into Brick Nottingham. Lime mudguards, that's for the vehicle, so I'm doing a lime car. These are very interesting. Now, these are old dark grey, and they're kind of this sort of, modified plate, but with this great big round bit with all these hollow kind of connectors on here, hollow studs. Now, I've used one of these on my big cement sort of carrying thing that's on my crane in yellow, but these dark grey ones were usually used kind of as the back eye socket parts on big insectoids builds like 6907 Sonic Stinger from 1998. Neon pieces. And those wings look very cool as well. But I thought I could use these kind of built into the walls of my cliffs under the sea and just have loads and loads of plants coming out of them kind of in a patch. So I thought I'll get a few of those. I've only got 2, but I might get more. So imagine that just on a sort of cliff, underwater cliff, with loads and loads of foliage kind of pouring out from it. And you've got an idea of how I'm going to use those. 2 bits that are missing from my extra floor of my boutique hotel. Now this is interesting. So it took me ages to find one of these very rare doors that have only been in the one set 6244 Armada Century from 1996. And then, well, after you wait for ages for one, 2 more come right along, hot on their heels. So I reckon I'll have 2 pairs of these when I use them in my harbour facades. Kind of next to each other. I think that look really good. So I'm still in the market for one more, I think. But yeah, I just love these pieces. Just absolutely fantastic. I just have them closed, so it looks like there's a deeper building behind them. But I think a pair of them will look really smart. So very happy to have those as well. I never thought I'd have 2 pairs of those. Another one of those sort of pieces for under the sea, kind of plant, kind of leaf thing. And an absolute huge amount of stickered pieces in one bag. These are just bought for the part, so I'll be pulling those off, I think. This one, kind of similarly, that's just got a vent on it. That was part of the hospital set 7892 from 2006. That's the one on the great big hill with the cool ramp with the funky stickers that I've used in my hospital. So that's, well, I might leave that on. It might even be good as part of a container, mightn't it? They sort of have vents in them. Yeah, that'll be good. Got loads of super secret police stickers. So there's the one on a brick. That's very mucky indeed, but I can probably trim or mend the edge there. Some of the panel ones as well. That one's upside down, but that's not a problem because I can move it using my patented hot tea technique. And in fact, they're both upside down, aren't they? Oh well. Yeah. I'm figuring I can cut these out and stick these on all sorts of different SSP builds in the future. Then we've got these 2, which I absolutely love. I've got them both before. I usually stick the "Now's the time to visit" one on my buses on the side, kind of to suggest that they're touristy. And then the brick separator is the film that's actually been premiered at my cinema at the moment, with the wonderful brick separator beast there, which I really like indeed, with the Lego Studios emblem as well. And they are both from the London bus from 2016. That's set 40220. And these are both parts that I should probably stop buying now because I've probably got them enough, but they're just so great. I really like them. I can't kind of help myself, especially when they're a good price. Then we've got two Octane Racing flags, which I don't know what I'm going to do with, but they were quite cheap. They're just from the 4x4 off-roader 60115, which is that really, really chunky big Octane one. But I quite like those. Yeah, maybe I'll stick them on an Octane building whenever I get round to building one. This is a nice sticker, electric hybrid. It's from that bus on the 60154 bus station set from 2017. I've got a few of these now, and I'll probably stick them on something to make them electric hybrids. Not my red buses, because the sticker really would clash with that, but some sort of public vehicle, I'm sure would be nice to have an electric version of. So yeah, that's really nice. More SSP there. Probably got enough of those now. I mean, I've been saying this for a while, but I keep getting them, don't I? This blue brick with a vent on, I'll probably add that to one of my caravans in the fairground area. This was actually only on 2 classic space sets, which was including 6931 FX Star Patroller from 1985. Wow, that's a very cool set, isn't it? Wow, I'll have killed to get that in back in the day when I was a boy. Yeah, there's kind of a buggy that goes in the back, and I think the front section separates and all the rest of it. All of that really good play action. But yeah, it's still a very nice piece on its own as well. Then we've got 2 of these. I plan to decorate a lot of my undersea with this logo just because it's absolutely fantastic. The Aqua Raiders Trident logo. It was only in 2 sets, including 7775 Aqua Base Invasion from 2007, which is the one with a fantastic giant squid that I've also got. So I'm looking forward to putting that in position as well. It's got loads of glow-in-the-dark bits and stuff, but these are absolutely great, and they're printed. Yeah, they're printed rather than stickered, so they're absolutely perfect, apart from a few play scratches, which is fine. Then another 2x2 tile, TV 6 Plus. So that's a good brand to have as a TV station if ever I get to one. I kind of envisage these being part of kind of like a news desk or something like that, where somebody is being filmed on TV, live news sort of thing. So TV 6 Plus with a globe, they're pretty good. They are from the 60111 fire utility truck from 2016 on that transmitter dish there. But yeah, it's good to get some of those to decorate that scene with. I've no idea which building that's going to be in now. Some of these ideas sort of date to pre the Daily Bugle building. Well, we've got a newspaper covered, so maybe we'll do a TV station as well. Who knows? Lots of little bits, little cheap bits. Just chip them on there. Now there's some of the bits I need for my racking. These 4 long panels in yellow, so they're kind of like the arms that stick out that way that take the crate so they can be put on and off by the forklift trucks. And this should be enough pieces. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 levels for that, which will make it super cool. Cover up more of the white wall, and we'll just have to assume that the forklift trucks that I've got can kind of extend up and up and up. They kind of usually sort of concertina down, don't they? So, just because that detail isn't there doesn't mean they can't reach. I've got a few more of these for a roof. Not entirely sure. They were just really good value, and I thought, yeah, I'll buy those for that price. So I got all we had, which was 7 of those. Loads of these yellow ones, as I say. Oh no, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. We've got this, which is one of those ramp pieces, 6x8. But with the green and white stripes. I've got one of these, and I kind of always wanted a second one because I thought, well, one was a bit too small for it could be for a little sort of cart or something. But I kind of wanted 2 for the front of some sort of cafe or something. Yeah. So they've been part of 2 sets in the past, like 6543, the Sail and Fly Marina from 1994, which has got a very nice red crane, actually. Yeah, I might have to copy that red crane. I imagine its parts are incredibly rare and pricey. But anyway, that is a nice quality awning. I think that's better quality than my other one, actually. Yeah, the white's still white and everything. So yeah, I'll have to think of some sort of build that is going to have that. It just screams cafe to me, but we've probably got quite a few cafes already. Another one of those. I think that was supposed to be an old brown, but it looks like reddish brown to me. Well, just another option for my... what's it called? train. What's the German train called? Schienen Zeppelin. Rail Zeppelin or Zeppelin train. These are very interesting. They're kind of, well, they're supposed to be lime all the way, but they're kind of, you can see there's a line on them, lime and lime, where the kind of rubberized bit joins onto the normal sort of plastic bit. So that's really interesting. I was just going to use these as some leaves underneath the sea. They came in a few sets, including 7649, MT201, Ultra Drill Walker from 2008. That's a bit of a name, isn't it? What a mouthful. So that was a Mars mission set. Very cool, though. Yeah, with that really cool, big, clunky mech. But these bits were on the alien ship in the background, which I did have a bit of a look at because I did quite like the look of it. And it's piloted by this awesome alien commander minifigure, which is really cool. Check this guy out. Much better than the standard alien you get for Mars mission, which is kind of what I'd seen a lot more of. So yeah, I'm kind of in the market for him now. Need one of those. I did have a quick look on the catalogue, and there's only 2 in the UK, and they're quite expensive. So maybe I won't get one, but who knows? And it's weird how they're very different lengths of rubber as well. One goes up to there, and one goes up to there. Anyway, I'll use those under the sea. Another one of these, this time in dark pink, which means it was from probably a Belleville set, 5873, Belleville Fairyland being one of them, from 2003. Blech, look at that set, horrible. But it does have a trans green frog in that set, so it's not all bad. But there we go, so that's that. Wow, and this is a fantastic order already. But then we come on to the main reason why I chose this vendor. All of these grey windows, because I needed 20, would you believe? And as I say, there were only 2 people who had 20, so that is what we needed. That's what made this haul an emergency. All of those wonderful frames. Oh, I needed some of these as well to hold up those panel pieces. Got a few of the Snap sort of connectors while I was there, because I've still got a few Snap pieces that I want to incorporate kind of as cranes, or maybe another bridge or something like that, or even something underneath the sea, because I've got a few in yellow, and I figure these were just like a couple of pennies each. So if I did need to connect them, not using the Technic axles, but using the sort of Snap bits, then, well, got them then. So I've got both options covered. And these dark orange modified bricks, so I can replace all of the odd coloured bricks in the back of my corner garage, or rather now it's my supermarket build, isn't it? My corner supermarket, I should start calling it. Yeah, because there's lots of, I hate it when they do that on modulars. There's lots of tan bricks and all sorts. Anyway, I can replace most of them with these. I mean, they are 1 by 1, so I'm going to have to sort of use them in pairs. But that's going to be a lot better in the right colour, so we won't have those weird sort of blobs, you know, on the back. And it's even worse when you've got several floors, because they're always in the same place. So you just think, well, that just looks really, really odd. Army build. Did somebody say army builder? So yeah, I don't know if I am army building with glow-in-the-dark skeleton horses, but it's another thing I can't stop buying. So I reckon one day I'll have quite a few of these, and I can, you know, have the same riders on all of them, and they'll all turn up, maybe the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse or something like that. I'd literally just thought of that, but that would be quite a good idea. So he's the glow-in-the-dark one, so it's not really working that well just under the normal light, but you can kind of see it's slightly greeny white. Yeah, and that was only ever in one set, which was the 9462, The Mummy, 2012, so the Monster Hunters one. So yeah, I think I've got about 4 or 5 of those now, so definitely enough for the 4 horsemen. Yes, that's really nice piece. What else we got? Got some blue tiles and yellow tiles. I've started designing a few big billboards to cover those big back walls on those modulars, and now I'm thinking I might not need them, but you know, who knows? To be honest, I'm not entirely certain that I'm not going to be removing all of my modulars around and having a resort. I did talk to Mrs. Hood, who was, well, as helpful as all of you were with the location of those modulars, and she definitely suggested I should move the brick bank away from, well, the other buildings on the original run of modulars. And I've got to say, I think she might be right there. So, you know, good on her for having some awesome ideas. One minifigure, which is the Coast Guard pilot from the 60166 Heavy Duty Rescue Helicopter set. And I think my heavy duty helicopter is a bit more heavy duty than that, but nonetheless, I did like him because he's got the logo of my Coast Guards on the back and a slightly different torso. I think I've got him on the ship, but it'd be good to get another one with this sort of torso sort of milling around my Coast Guard station, maybe with his helmet, maybe without. And that moustache is fantastic. So yeah, no problem with that. He was £1 something, absolute bargain. I'll put him on a horse for now. Hurrah. Then we got some more heads. Can't beat getting heads. So I've got 2 eye ones. Now these ones were advertised glow in the dark, and I must say they don't look like it. I've bought so many of these, and my hit rate with getting ones that are glow in the dark is quite poor. Just going to get my torch. And no, they're not glow in the dark. That is a shame. So I've got 2 more eyes that I don't really want now. Whereas that is glowing. You see, that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to glow like that. But no, they're not glowing. So that is a bit of a disappointment. Let's hope the rest of the heads are slightly better. I've got 4 and some other little hats and so on. Let me make a little totem. Okay, so in no particular order. At the top, we've got a female face with nice eyeshadow and this huge scar. I thought that would be really good for a lady who worked at my fairground. And she is the Shark Army angler character from the Ninjago Lego movie, which is the one with the sort of sand green anglerfish on the helmet sort of part. Then we've got the cool dude shades head of the Series 16 banana guy. Can never have too many pieces like that. He's smiling for the ladies. Talking of smiling for the ladies, look at that beaming smile. That is one that I don't have a lot of, but it's very common because it's the character Aaron from Nexo Knights. There's absolutely loads of those about, but not for me. I love the little chin hair. That looks nice. So I think I'll use that smiley face. He looks incredibly happy there. Somebody's got an ice cream or maybe a hot dog or something. And then the bottom one, very different expression, very sort of grim face. And he's usually an NBA player or, more importantly, Senor Palomar, who is kind of the baddie in some of the Adventurers sets. And that's how I'm going to use him, as Senor Palomar in sets like 5976 River Expedition, which is an awesome set with a wonderful sort of temple being, well, violated by Senor Palomar. And the goodies are, well, trying to do the same thing, to be honest. I mean, that's kind of like Indiana Jones, but maybe he's trying to put it in a private collection and the Johnny Thunder's trying to put it in a museum. Who knows? Loads and loads of tentacle pieces. The usual lime one. The glow-in-the-dark ones that are glow-in-the-dark, I can tell. And these sort of tentacles, which are tan in colour, but the kind of elephant trunk type ones. I can kind of show you what I mean by this now, you see. If I just sort of get loads of these and sort of have it in here, but imagine they're all different lengths and definitely at all different angles, then you see you can have a real sort of clump of grass by the time you've got loads of these on, but halfway up a wall, like it's sort of attached to it. So kind of look like that. So that's what I'm doing with those. Loads and loads and loads. Right, then we've got loads of these connector pieces. And hopefully these are the right ones. Yes, they are. That's good. So I've got loads of these for all the legs of my Aqua Raiders sort of beasts for underneath the sea. But these ones are slightly different. And they've got that hole. See that hole in the middle? And that just means that I can make all of those legs extra detailed with sort of spines or little bits going off them. Or I can use them as kind of plants, sort of zigzagging up. Black ones, maybe even the bottom level. And again, I can add sort of spines or more details or just leaves or goodness knows what all the way up. So it's important that they're that version with the hole halfway down the side rather than the solid ones. So I've got an absolute load of those and some more. While I was there, cheap bricks for under the sea. So these are just the 1x2x5 bricks, almost entirely in dark grey. There's a couple of blue ones in there, which I'll probably use for these containers as well, because we don't want them all completely flat against the wall. We need to have some kind of proud. So you'd have kind of a pair of these bricks and then the sort of container front, kind of like that, say. So one's sticking out from the wall just a little bit, and then maybe its neighbour isn't, or the one above it isn't, and it's kind of like that. So you'll see that'll be really interesting when you've got an absolute huge wall of them. I mean, I'm thinking sort of about 6 across and about 6 high as well. So it'd be higher than that, kind of like it would be filling my screen right now. But yeah, absolute load of containers in due course. I think it's going to be really fun finishing off the harbour, because it's one of the first areas we did, and some people who don't go back and look at my old videos are very unfamiliar with it, though you really should go back. Although my presenting style's got better, the content's still really good back on those old videos. Anyway, some pipe pieces in red that I can either use for industrial purposes, and one of those uses will be on one of my ships that's going to have sort of piping on the deck, but also I could use that under the sea, I bet, as some sort of twisty anemone or something like that. It'll have a lot of right angles in it, but hey ho. Yeah, and then last bag, some more car parts in lime, steering wheels, which I always seem to run out of, some tyres as well for that car, a couple more of these sort of clamp pieces that I need for that cargo area as well, just to get a couple more lights mounted on. What else have we got in here? Anything else interesting? A couple of curved slopes, a couple more pieces for attaching tentacles to underneath the sea. So again, I can have sort of 7 tentacles attached to one of these if I use Technic pieces. No, that looks about it. Oh, and then this. So I had a really interesting idea with this, actually. It's just kind of the concave bit of a roof tile. But I thought just on its own, it almost looks like a dented 2x2 brick, doesn't it? So I thought if you had something like this, which was a package that was on a 2x2 brick, and then maybe you decided just to take the tile off, and then you could put it on like that, and then it looks like a very dented box. So then if you had a delivery person with a few of these, then maybe he's handing that to a very disgruntled person, much like I get some of my Bricklink orders with a great big dent in the box because they haven't treated it very well in transit. So it's just an experiment to see if that kind of looked right. And it's just a tiny little scene, but yeah, I quite like it. It kind of looks like a dented or broken box. Tell me what you think. But yeah, so anyway, there we go. That's that. So apart from a couple of glow-in-the-dark eyes that aren't glow-in-the-dark, we've got an absolute mountain of wonderful bricks for all sorts of different projects and all sorts of different scenes as well. And that's just all on top of what I really needed as my emergency purchase of all the parts to finish off the racking of the cargo area. So I think this has been a really good haul. We've really started off some new projects as well. And as long as those bits polish out of my new gyrosphere, I'm going to be a happy bunny. Well, that was a very successful emergency haul. I've now got all the pieces I need for the cargo racking, double height and all the rest of it that we'll be doing on Monday. Really looking forward to getting these clean and getting that going. It will be a fantastic addition to that area, I'm sure. And although I've only got 2 colours of these container pieces so far, and have just thrown together a bit of an overlapping texture here, I think that's going to look really good as well. So thanks again for that suggestion. Or you can have a bedoing. Yeah, so as always, thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome LEGO videos. And if you value this channel, there are many ways in which you can support it. Do check out the links in the description below. And if you want to send something to the channel to be opened on a future brick haul, then you can to the usual address. And next time on Robin Hood Bricks, we'll be doing a mock build on Friday. And then on Monday, now we've got all those pieces, it'll be finishing off that cargo area. Can't wait. I think that's going to look absolutely awesome. So until all of that, see you.